Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir tout le
Oui,
monde.
bonsoir.
I'm doing the Jennifer.
Yes. He's taking my part and his part.
Why not take over the world? I'm being like Ivana Trump. Take everything. Anyway, I don't know. Crazy stuff. So we're meeting with Sarah Larbi in just a few moments to answer any questions you might have. And we're going to be chatting about projects, what we're working on. What is Sarah working on? We just recorded some podcasts and Sarah was talking about, hey, I want this lot and this property. So wonder what she's up to.
Yeah, I'm interested to learn what she's working on.
What are you drinking, Jennifer?
We are drinking a Sangiovese, one of our favorites, Fantini. It's actually very inexpensive. Our cat is going crazy. But it's a very inexpensive wine. And it actually has, if people follow that, a point of 91, which is supposed to be really good. For an inexpensive wine, it's actually quite high. And
You want to
I
aerate
love-
it, some of
love
the cheaper
smell.
wines.
Love the smell of this wine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
it is like a more of a full bodied. It's Italian.
Small fruits. Yeah, we need to learn more our palates. And
Small fruits.
les petits fruits, des baies, so berries.
Oh, okay.
Berries, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Small
I
fruit.
know. I was like, what are you talking about? Small. I'm thinking of low hanging fruit.
The low-hanging fruit, it's like cheap real estate.
Yeah, so it's great to actually get on. It's been a while since we've just hopped on an Instagram and kind of just chatted with Sarah or with somebody. Tomorrow we're going to be on live with not on Instagram, but on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn with
With
Dave
Dave
Dubois.
Dubois, raising capital in hard times, so really exciting subject.
Mhm.
And yeah, we need to amp up our game. Like we're only raised so much money, we need to raise a lot more projects and buy more wine.
Yes, we're going to have to listen to a few of his tips tomorrow night when we're on. So Dave Dubois, he's like the king of raising capital and marketing.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good, good. I was listening to your Raising Capital. That sounds like it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Dave Dubois actually didn't know I worked for the right club. I'm like, well, dude, let me let me teach you. And then anyway, he's gonna be on our podcast, Wine and Real Estate, and we're gonna talk about raising capital and yeah, in
Cool.
hard times. So we need to raise more. We want more wine, so we need money.
More wine and more real estate.
Cheers! Are you drinking, Sarah?
Oh, you know what? I've got Perrier tonight. So
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's okay.
We
I-
forgive you.
I said to Frost, every time we're on and we don't bring wine, the other person drinks wine. So I'm like, go fill your glass.
I was debating it, like for our podcast that François and I just did, but I figured I'd do Perrier tonight. I'll take like a day off.
Yeah, that's smart. You enjoy it more.
That's true.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's talk about raising capital actually for a second. And by the way, you know, if anyone's listening and you guys have any real estate questions, let us know. Hey, Chris, I'm seeing a few people joining there. That's awesome. So here's a question, because you guys have essentially scaled to, I want to say you're almost at what, 40 properties right now, all using other people's money. So that's awesome.
Yeah, very shortly in the next 2 weeks. Yeah.
Very cool. So what are some things that you can share with anyone that's watching this on the best ways to raise money?
So raise money, Jennifer. What are your tips?
Well, I would definitely say it's networking. A lot of times there's lots of other investors. And I think that that's something that we actually learned from Daniel Saint Jean when we
Yes.
were starting out networking. He said, you have to remember that you're half of the people in the room, well, this is when we were in rooms, are money partners, and the other half are not. They're looking to have money partners. So I think that that's a good mindset. So I think when you're looking for money, you're starting to look for money, you often think that everyone's looking for money.
Yeah, and then you get scared and you stop asking. So, well, offering. You're not supposed to ask, first of all. You're supposed to offer the opportunity to work with you. So, yeah, that mindset. And when you talk to people, there's a way about it. And if you see within a few minutes that it's not the right fit or right mindset, don't force it. Ever. Never, never, never. If the person doesn't click or is not interested, just move on. There's lots of other people.
Yeah, so I will say, you know, especially nowadays, I think there's more money out there than there are deals.
Yeah.
You know, that might, but there's definitely more money out there. And there's hard money, there's private money, there's registered funds, there's, you know, non-registered funds. one of the things I think we often forget is the cost of money, right?
Yeah.
And that private money, or is it joint venture money, and then you're bringing them in as a partner. And you guys scaled a lot with private money, and you scaled a lot with joint venture partners. And I've used private money in the past, and there's so many ways that you can do it. And I will give a shout out to Jesse and Ryan at Calvert Mortgage, who've got like millions of dollars to loan out. And they have some really cool programs for flippers and people that are doing the BRRRR strategy. But there's definitely different ways to acquire money. I think you guys are doing a lot of the joint ventureship type of deals that you're buying, and then you're bringing in the investor. They're bringing in the money. They're more passive. You guys do all the legwork. You get all the headaches, all that stuff. So with that said, let's just actually, there's a few people on. If you guys have or had a choice, would you rather go the joint venture route, or would you rather go just borrowing the funds from a private investor and not bring them in as an equity partner? Francois and Jennifer, maybe I'll have you guys both answer on your preference, and then I'll talk about mine.
I say it actually depends on the partner, because we've had some amazing money partners and thought about doing joint ventures with them, and then we're like, you're a much better money partner.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because sometimes they don't understand all that goes into the deal. They like just getting their interest every month, and then when you start explaining all that goes into the joint venture part, they kind of maybe don't see the value as much.
Yeah.
Where there has been some amazing joint venture partners that have really worked with us and really kind of joined more of a relationship with them, and I think that they may not have been as good of a money partner. So I think it kind of depends on the person.
Depends. You hit on a key word earlier, passive. So ideally, joint venture partners, well, ideal world, you want them to be fairly passive, but not always, because I love the teaching, like you do mentoring and stuff. So if there's that component, that's fun, and they bring in something that we don't have, and not just money or time or effort, but something else, some sort of experience, yes. But yeah, private money is cheaper. So if your goal is really to make more money, grow quicker, I'd say, yeah, private money is a better way to go. Joint ventures is awesome, but it's not as fast, and it's costing you 50%. It's a lot more than 14% interest, 17, 20, whatever.
Yeah. But I think part of it too is not only is a joint venture that's going to be passive, usually bringing in the money, but they're also bringing in the financing ability,
That's
right?
it.
It and you can't get your financing, then they essentially bring that. But I do agree with you. Like I would prefer to have, unless it's a large deal or something along those lines, I would prefer to just have money partners. And then you can control the deal a lot more, from a long-term standpoint. You can definitely hang on to it a lot longer than the typical JVs. But I want to go back to something that I think is really important is not every single partner is going to be the right fit. Like you might have partners that are going to be better to do, here is the money, passive, not a JV, and you might have somebody else that's going to be better as a JV. And then depending on the types of deals that you do, like I have, with the BRRRR strategy, I'm doing some development stuff. Like it doesn't, like sometimes the types of partners that you want are going to be different based on the strategy that you're also going with, right? So like if you're using, you're going a JV route for a buy and hold, that might not be the same type of person that you would bring in from a BRRRR standpoint. So that's the other interesting thing is don't put your partners into the deals just, because you want to make it fit. Ensure that you have the right partner in the right deal and the right partner in the, whether it's a joint venture or just strictly money, in the right type of asset, and all that good stuff. Because otherwise problems, and headaches arise.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what thoughts on that? And I saw that, I don't know if Sean's still here, but Sean does a lot of big deals, and I saw some money bags, so I'm guessing Sean's answer there was private money rather than a joint ventureship.
Yeah.
But what about you guys listening to this? If you go one route or the other, here's the thing. Okay, joint ventures, great, you can scale. Usually they'll bring in the financing, so holding the mortgage plus the actual down payment, reno costs, whatever else. That's usually going to be, you know, that passive partner. Or you go strictly the money standpoint, where you might pay, I don't know, 5%, 10%, 12%. You know, and then you still own the deal. You're responsible for that payment. So I don't know. I'm just curious to see what you guys have in terms of preference. My preference is going to go to the private partner, money lending only, rather than joint venture. But I do some partnerships. Usually, you know, I'm very specific on who I work with, because like you, Francois, like, you know, it's like a marriage, right? Like you're you know, bringing things through in the next 5 years. You definitely don't want to, you know, have the wrong partner in the wrong deal, and then you've got, you know, tons of headaches, and you know, and you also don't want to take somebody's like last $100,000 either.
No.
John was saying much better, but depends on the strategy and investor. Absolutely. Carol mentioned private lending. Very cool. Any thoughts, guys? Jennifer, on, you know, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think that like in our experience, even just JVing, I mean, we've had one partner that kind of decided that they didn't want to be in the partnership really early on in the game. So that can be another thing that you kind of have to think about as well. You know, if you're a money partner, well, then you're just switching out the funds. If you have a JV partner who wants to get out early on in the game, you have to find someone who's going to
be on title and hold the mortgage.
Yeah, so it's much more complicated.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's been that was actually an opportunity. So we're talking about problems versus profit. So this problem was actually very good. So we found a new partner, and with this partner who replaced that person, we're doing like probably 3 or 4 deals now. So yeah, a blessing in disguise, but you have to be careful.
Yeah.
I see Paul says, with all these wholesalers out there, what happens to the home seller if their deal is not assigned? Yeah, I guess it goes on the market. So let's say it's in a hot market, then I would say just list it. You'll get more money. But usually it's on the wholesaler's list because there's something like some hoarding or something going on with the property that makes it harder to sell.
Yeah, the other thing I would just add is, so a lot of the wholesalers will have like a condition, right? 5 days, 7 days conditional on partner acceptance or something along those lines. You know, that's quite common. And at that point in time, if they can't assign it, then, you know, the seller, you could either ask for an extension, or it releases. A lot of them aren't going firm. Now, if it goes firm and you're a wholesaler, here's the thing: if you can't find somebody to assign your deal to, and you are firm, be ready to close, because otherwise, if on you know, that paper contract, when it's gone firm, you definitely lose your deposit, and you can get sued as well, right? If that seller can't resell for that price or higher, they would take you to court, or they could take you to court for the difference. So if you are, you know, a wholesaler and you are going firm, you will want to make sure that you can close yourself if needed. Otherwise, don't go firm.
Yeah. Find a money partner.
Yes. Call Calvert Home Mortgages if it's a good deal. They have a great calculator if you're doing flips or burrs. It's awesome. And they do Ontario and Alberta, and I kind of coach them into New Brunswick. So anyway, we'll see.
As well. So like, you know, but here's the deal: is Calvert's great, but this is not money that you're going to use for a buy and hold, right? So if you're using money, like, you want to be in and out, you know, within a few months, because otherwise it's very expensive. So Calvert has a great program. It's like $20,000 down. It provided, you know, the deal makes sense. Of course, they're going to help you analyze it. Okay. But if you got a deal that makes sense, you basically put 20 grand down, you show them maybe you got the money for the renovation, and then you can go ahead with that. But it's 15.5%. So you don't want to be holding on to that for like a half. Like, you ideally, you know, make it work with a you know, 3 month, 4 months, you know, in and out type of thing, because that might be expensive, but it's an option for people that don't have a lot of money to get started and they don't want to put it all towards the down payment. You know, Calvert's great. Are there other lenders? Yeah, there's tons of other lenders out there. There's the lenders with millions of dollars. Like, there's people that want to loan out their money. There's just not enough deals in this market. That's where we're at. Is it going to soften up? I hope so. I mean, I've been trying to buy a cottage for like the last 6 months, making like these crazy offers. Actually, this would be with a couple investors that I would partner with from a joint venture standpoint. You know, but like we're bidding firm 150K over asking, and somebody's still putting like 200 or 300K over asking. I'm like, how does this work?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
On the same things. Actually, you know what? Your cottage. Oh, if you guys haven't yet, check out Sean, his Instagram after this. Sean has purchased a beautiful, really like amazing cottage that somebody did all the woodworking himself for many years, and it's not finished, but it looks like it's going to be a great deal. It's funny because Sean's been flipping cottages, you know, for a little while, and I think when you came up to my cottage and you rented it for a week when we first got it, you ended up buying another cottage across the lake. And I don't know, I think you bought some land recently and another one nearby. But that is really cool. But, you know, I would enjoy being able to get one cottage in the next, like, 3 months.
Yes.
So that's kind of what you're working on right now, is trying to get another one under your belt?
Well, like another Burr cottage. The land that I bought for 5 acres, we're gonna build these like really nice upscale 15 cottages. It's gonna be a resort. Like that's a 3-4 year project. But I would also like another one that I could just do like real quick, just a quick like reno on and get it out there for this year. I'm telling you, there is no rentals, and there's many people asking, do you have any availability? Like we could charge so much. We can charge a premium for the summer. We just gotta get it.
Yes. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of resorts actually aren't even taking, like the resort where our cottage is, we're not allowed to rent it out right now.
Yeah, because it's a land lease, which is a big mistake. But anyway, it's too late for that.
Because they probably follow, they're following all the protocols, right, with the shutdown. So that opens up, and we're not in this lockdown mode anymore. Are they allowing you to rent it?
They haven't said yet, so we're hoping so.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
Like last summer, they started July 1st. This month they kind of reopened. This year, hopefully it's sooner because it is seasonal. Your cottage is year round. Ours is seasonal. So anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, something positive happens. So now it's a big investment, so in a way, it's not a huge deal.
No. Yeah, you're in Prince Edward County, right, where the wineries are?
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That is really cool. I mean, that is a great area. There's actually this amazing resort. I haven't been there, but I've been following them very closely, called Wander, the resort in Prince Edward County, and they're like $500-600 a night, up to $1,500 a night.
Wow.
Is on the property. I mean, it looks beautiful. Wander the resort. So we're gonna try to. No, we're not copying them, but like that upscale feel where you go and you can relax and you don't have like all this chaos around you. I think that's what we're really gonna try to focus on. But check that out next time you guys are out in Prince Edward County. But can you share maybe for those people, because you might sell that, I don't know, but can you share a little bit about what it is that you purchased and what you were renting it for when you could, and maybe a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's basically a mobile home that's on their resort. So it's on East Lake. You can actually swim or kayak to Sandbanks, or it's like a 10-minute bike ride to Sandbanks. So beautiful spot. And yeah, we bought it super cheap. We were hoping to keep it for a few years and rent it out. How much were we getting a night, Jennifer?
Up to $300, $325 a night.
Yeah.
And it's really like a really small cottage.
480 square feet, so it's tiny. It's a tiny house, like.
Square feet. 385 a night?
Yeah.
Yeah, up to, yeah.
And so basically it goes, what, May to October?
Yeah, May 1st, October 31st, but the real rental is, I'd say like
June, July, August.
Yeah, June, July, August, and then the weekends before and after. But yeah, and then harvest season in October for wine picking, depending on weather. Yeah, that's usually us, so we don't usually rent it out. We go and harvest grapes and stuff. So we'll see. So can I ask just so we can all like figure out the cash flow and everybody that likes to analyze it, what did you buy it for? We paid $62,000 for it, so it was, like I said, it was very cheap. That's amazing. And we put in how much in furniture? Like we had to update. It was really dated.
It was bad. I would say probably about $5,000 or $7,000. Yeah, $5,000 to $7,000, which was fully reimbursed from the cash flow from the rentals.
and we only got it August 14th. So in that short time, we were able to recoup that money and make a little bit of money. Not like, I wouldn't say it's like super profitable, but it covered all our costs and the lot fees and things like that. So.
And now you can resell it for more.
Yeah. It's not going to be a huge profit if we resell it, but it's still something, and we were using it for our family. So we enjoyed it as well. So first experience, like buying our first condo, same idea. So we learned a lot from it.
And you know what? I mean, it's great. It sounds like it's a great place too. I think they were saying that they are not doing any more Airbnb, or I mean, and I could be wrong. You guys might know the area more, but they're starting to limit it to what's already currently there.
Yeah, that's it. You can't do anymore. So that's why we bought in the resort too, because we were looking at full scale cottages, but then you need a permit and you can't get a permit. So that's it or nothing. Or you buy an existing one.
My personal trainer just bought in, I think it's De Soronto nearby.
Yes.
And, you know, because that's like a closer town, and she could still do the Airbnb rentals from there. I wonder if that's what a lot of people are doing. I don't know. You guys know.
That's
more.
smart. And if also you can get, there's a ferry to Prince Edward County if you're coming from Kingston, and there's a small town there. I'm not sure what the name is, but I think you're allowed Airbnb there still. So that could also be interesting.
And I mean, that goes to show you, right? Like if you guys are buying any vacation rentals, make sure that you understand what the town's, you know, like pros and cons are. Are they opposed to it? Are there any issues? Are there licensing requirements and all that good stuff? Because you don't want to be buying somewhere where, you know, it's already banned, and now all of a sudden you've got to, you know, pivot and rent it long term, and it might not cash flow time. So
yeah, that's a really good tip. We were actually just looking at vacation rentals in Orlando today. And there's a good part of that area that you're not allowed to Airbnb in. So you have to really make sure that you're careful.
Yeah, you don't buy, like anybody here is buying in Orlando, Orange County. You can't do Airbnb. You can do in Polk and Osceola County. Anyway, just in case.
Right, because a lot of people looking, like, you know, that is going to be a big criteria if you're planning on renting it short term. And, you know, that could be the difference between a great investment and an investment that's going to cost you a fortune that you're probably going to have to sell. And hopefully that, you know, you're not losing money on that. But it, you know, it is what it is. Jennifer, Francois, you guys are awesome. Guys, check them out. If you want to learn how to, you know, build or acquire 40 units without using any of your own money. You guys have a show that you do on wine and real estate, and you talk about that. Where can people tune into that?
Yeah, so it's actually, we're doing it on Facebook now. Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn live. And usually it's Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. So tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. We're going to have Dave Dubois, and it's all about raising capital. You know Dave quite well, and he's actually influenced us into doing much more social media. So he does like strategies to raise capital, and a lot of it is video emails, but we're like, emails, that's not us. Let's just do live, period. So we're actually having him a year after we took his program, and it's been really, really good for us. So
7 o'clock tomorrow, go check out these guys, and you're going to post that on your Instagram, the links to YouTube and all that good stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye.